None of us doubt the strength of the U.S. military and their ability to do hard things. I understand that better than anybody. The questions we should be asking and answering are, what does this cost us and what does it achieve for the American people? Many of these strikes use our best weapons, and we're using a lot of them and a lot of interceptors. Open source reporting has estimated that the military has used an outrageous number of Patriots. I'm not even going to say the numbers, but a lot of Patriots, a lot of THAAD rounds, JASSM-ER, Tomahawks, very expensive, exquisite. We can't make these munitions overnight, and it's clear from your budget request that you know that. Can you tell us how many years specifically is it going to take to replace these systems?
In war, the difference between strength and waste is measured in outcomes, not explosions. Right now, America has fired over $300 billion worth of advanced weaponry. Thousands of strikes, factories being built just to replace what's gone. But here's what nobody's saying out loud. The enemy's still standing, the objective's still unclear, and when Congress asks what we're getting for that price, leadership goes silent. This isn't about supporting the mission. It's about whether anyone running it knows what victory looks like. If you believe your tax dollars deserve answers, like and subscribe, because what you're about to hear exposes the gap between action and accountability.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. Secretary Hegseth, safe to say that our weapons like SM-3s, Tomahawks, Patriot missiles have capabilities that are unmatched. That's why they cost a lot, take a long time to produce. Your budget requests $31.8 billion to expand production capacity for critical missile stockpiles. Is that correct? 31.8?
I'm looking at $53 billion for munitions acceleration over 14 critical munitions, of which the ones you listed are a part.
Okay,
so I believe more than that. Yes, sir.
More than 20 billion more. So we've been working together to grow the industrial base because we're all worried about how our stockpiles would hold up in a conflict against China. Since the start of this war, you've made it a point to highlight the number of strikes the U.S. military is carrying out, citing that more than 13,000 targets had been struck as of April 8th. On March 2nd, you said, and this is a quote, "This was a massive, overwhelming attack across all domains of warfare, striking more than 1,000 targets in the first 24 hours. On March 10th, you said, "Yet again, our most intense day of strikes inside of Iran." On April 6th, you said, and this is another quote, "The largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation." Your department has released video after video of things blowing up. None of us doubt the strength of the U.S. military and their ability to do hard things. I understand that better than anybody. The questions we should be asking and answering are, what does this cost us and what does it achieve for the American people? Many of these strikes use our best weapons, and we're using a lot of them and a lot of interceptors. Open source reporting has estimated that the military has used an outrageous number of Patriots. I'm not even going to say the numbers, but a lot of Patriots, a lot of THAAD rounds, JASSM-ER, Tomahawks, very expensive, exquisite. We can't make these munitions overnight, and it's clear from your budget request that you know that. Can you tell us how many years specifically is it going to take to replace these systems?
Senator, thank you for the question. I would defer to the comptroller on the amount because I think it's a lot higher than 53. If you look at long-range fires, JASSMs, LRASMs, Tomahawks, we're looking at $238 billion.
Okay,
we're looking at $40 billion for hypersonic. So I actually think it's closer to $330 billion in munitions.
Okay, how many years to replenish? That's the question.
I think that's exactly the right question, too, Senator, because the time frame we were existing under was unacceptable.
Okay, well,
and what this budget does, months and years, fast.
Years.
We're building new plants in real time.
So just to replace what we have expended.
I said months.
And then you said years.
It depends on the weapon system, but 2 to 3, 4x of what we have today.
Okay.
So yes, we're dealing with a reality under the previous administration of what they sent to Ukraine and what they allocated elsewhere.
Okay, I got it. So we fired years worth of munitions. And it is clear that these are being expended to try to achieve some objectives. That was the plan. But, Mr. Secretary, this war is stuck. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. The Iranian regime is in place. The nuclear material still in their hands. Americans are being crushed by higher costs. And it's not clear to them at all what the goal of this war is. So, I've got about a minute, and I want to go to another topic. I saw your hearing yesterday, and I'm going to give you one more chance to address a question here. It's my understanding that the definition of no quarter is that legitimate offers of surrender will be refused or that detainees will be executed. Is that your understanding of the definition?
The only entity that would kill detainees or target civilians is the Iranians, and they're the ones being crushed.
So
it's the Iranian military and their military capabilities.
The question is, do
I
you
disagree
understand,
completely with your articulation.
No, do you understand the definition that I just read you? Because that's the definition from your department's Law of War manual. Is that your understanding? And I'm going to just get to the point here.
We fight to win and we follow the law, Senator.
Okay, so your quote was, "We will keep pushing, keep advancing, no quarter, no mercy for our enemies." And yesterday, you did not clarify whether you stand by this statement. So I'm going to give you another opportunity to clarify if that is what you meant. Do you stand by that statement you made on March 13th?
We have untied the hands of our warfighters. We fight to win, and we follow the law.
Okay, so you're not clarifying. So you stand by that statement. So you're the Secretary of Defense. The things you say matter. And your response here, right now, makes it clear to the American people exactly why you are not right for this job.
It makes it clear to our enemies, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Sheehy has left the room, but it's been whispered to me that I just referred to him in the last exchange as Senator Schmidt. I don't know if he considered that a compliment or an insult, but I do correct that for the record. Senator Slotkin, I think you are next.
Thank you.
Watch this unfold in real time. Senator asks about the munitions budget. Secretary says $53 billion for critical stockpiles, then corrects himself. Actually, it's closer to $330 billion when you count long-range fires, hypersonics, all of it. That's not a budget adjustment. That's a different war entirely. Here's what they're not telling you. These aren't dumb bombs. Patriots cost millions per unit. Tomahawks, JASSMs, these are precision systems built for peer adversaries. China, Russia, high-end conflict. And we've been burning through them at a rate nobody planned for. Senator asks the right question. How long to replace them? Answer, they. Depends on the system. 2 to 4 times current production. We're building new plants. Translation, years. Multiple years. Now ask yourself this. If it takes that long to rebuild what you've already spent, what happens if a real threat emerges tomorrow? What's left in the stockpile? This is where it gets serious. Over 13,000 targets struck. Some days, more than 1,000 hits in 24 hours. The Secretary called it overwhelming. Released footage. Made it clear this was maximum effort. So what did it achieve? We've seen this before. Strait of Hormuz? Still closed. Iranian regime? Still in power. Nuclear material? Still in their hands. Americans paying more for gas, groceries, everything. The senator puts it bluntly. This war is stuck. No movement. No resolution. Just expense. If you're paying attention, you'll catch this. The question isn't whether our military can strike targets. Of course they can. The question is whether the people ordering those strikes understand the difference between activity and strategy. Because right now, all we're seeing is the former. Then it shifts. The senator brings up a statement the secretary made on March 13th. Quote, "No quarter, no mercy for our enemies." She reads the definition straight from the Defense Department's own Law of War manual. No quarter means refusing surrender. executing detainees. She gives him 3 opportunities to clarify. He doesn't take one. We fight to win. We follow the law. We untied the hands of our warfighters. That's not an answer. That's evasion dressed as resolve. Now here's the thing. When you're the Secretary of Defense, words carry weight, especially legal terms with specific meanings under the Geneva Conventions. You don't get to be vague. You don't get to deflect. And when you refuse to clarify under oath, you're not protecting operational security. You're avoiding accountability. This isn't about gotcha politics. It's about precision at the highest level of command. The bigger pattern is what matters here. Massive expenditure, unclear objectives, leadership that won't answer basic questions about timeline, cost, or mission success. A war that's stuck with no exit visible and no victory defined. $330 billion to replace what's been fired. Multi-year production timelines. Stockpiles depleted. And all we're told is we're working on it. That's not acceptable. The senator ends with this. Your response makes it clear why you are not right for this job. She's not wrong. This isn't left versus right. This is competence versus bureaucracy. If you can't tell the American people what their money bought, if you can't explain what winning looks like, if you won't own your words under congressional questioning, you're not leading. You're managing optics, and the public sees it. Drop a like if this concerns you. Subscribe if you want analysis that cuts through the noise. Comment below. Do you think leadership should be able to explain their own strategy? Should $330 billion come with clear answers? We're going to keep pressing this.